This is Valley News Live at 10.
We begin tonight with a Valley News Live investigation. Verbal and emotional abuse. Those are the claims from current and past NDSU cheer students describing their now former coach, Verona Winkler. After a several-month-long investigation, NDSU confirmed to Valley News Live tonight Winkler has resigned from her position after 21 years, though the reason remains unclear. Valley News Team's Aaron Walling joins us now live in studio to show us what he's found. Aaron.
Thanks, Justin. In August, we received several messages from former students that were a part of the NDSU cheer squad, with claims stemming back to 2018 against Verona Winkler. The claims ranged anywhere from forcing students to practice while injured to addressing another student's weight in front of everyone. Tonight, I spoke with one former cheerleader and her parents, who say the coach would make threats of violence towards the students. It's an investigation you only see here on Valley News Live.
Everything from the first camp to that last practice, I definitely had my worries about her and the things that she would tell us and say to us.
This former cheerleader's identity has been altered due to fears of retaliation by Verona Winkler. She describes the toxic culture created by Winkler, adding that she would call them names, body shame, and use threats of violence towards them.
I have heard her say things like, I want to throw this chair at you. I could stomp on your face right now.
She says she got to her breaking point, and that's when her parents got involved, asking the school to help out.
It's hard to imagine that the school or athletic department didn't know this was kind of going on, and to allow it is unacceptable.
According to the former student athlete, Winkler would make claims that she was untouchable.
She would also use intimidation to make sure we didn't come forward about this kind of thing. She would say things like, I have the school lawyers. I don't even have to pay for them. People have tried to get me fired in the past, and I'm still here.
Now, since starting this investigation, I requested several documents, including Verona's personnel file. In it, we found an alleged assault between two students in 2018. However, through our investigation, we interviewed 10 former cheerleaders about these allegations against Winkler. We've requested on several occasions to interview Winkler, Athletic Director Matt Larson, and Associate Athletic Director Colleen Heimstead. Each time was rejected, denying any knowledge of these allegations against the former cheer coach.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Worth noting, we asked for the interviews from the school on October 26th and November 2nd. They declined both times. Winkler resigned November 9th. After those requests, we'll continue to offer to hear more from their side of the story. In the meantime, tomorrow on Valley News Live, you can catch the second part of Aaron's investigation. We'll hear from another former cheerleader who says he was forced to perform with an injury. Again, that's tomorrow on Valley News Live. For now, though, switching gears, take a look outside, and some good news for folks heading out of town for the Thanksgiving holiday. First Alert Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson has details. Hutch.
Yeah, the headline is we've dropped the First Alert weather days for Wednesday and Thursday. Still some light snow and mixed precipitation and a little bit of wind as well. So typical wintry conditions are expected as we go through that. We'll have more on that in a moment. Right now we're tracking some snow making its way, as we talked about earlier this evening, into northeast North Dakota, just crossing over the Red River Valley, where you see the deeper blue shades in central North Dakota. Snow is actually beginning to cover the ground in a few spots as we take you in a little bit closer from Madoc and north through Candu and off to the west towards the areas in Rugby. They're starting to see some snow showers there. Visibility's reduced to under 2 miles at times, and Langdon at 1 3/4 of a mile right now, thanks to the snow. And look at it covering the roads there at Dunseith, the Highway 281 rather. So some slippery conditions will be in the offing as we go through the overnight hours, mainly in our northern communities. And as we take a look at your road conditions, things still pretty fair there. This is expected to pass into northwest Minnesota as we go beyond midnight, and then by daybreak it should be exiting, but we could have some areas of fog to be concerned about. Temperatures are in the teens to low to mid 20s for most of us. We've been steady thermometer wise here in Fargo. We will see things fall as we go towards daybreak, and our chance of snow here in the Southern Valley very low. We may see a little in Grand Forks, but a better chance north of you. Hour by hour details on that. We'll look ahead toward that holiday forecast as well. All that in a few moments.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Hutch. You bet. Nearly 72 hours now after two men were found dead in a North Fargo neighborhood. Police say they still don't have any suspects, though police also say they hope to make an arrest in this case, now being called a double homicide. The shooting took place early Saturday morning in the 1000 block of 15th Street North. That's where police found 27-year-old Kyrie Davies and 28-year-old Jaquan Gatewood dead with gunshot wounds. The big question still at this hour is if the two shot each other or if there is another person involved or more. Here's what Police Chief Dave Zabalski had to say when asked that question this afternoon.
Extremely confident that everyone in this incident was familiar with everyone else. So there's no random person involved at this juncture. And so from a public safety perspective, we don't believe that there's any other danger to the community.
Bit of a non-answer, but explaining some things there. Police do believe the people, again, involved knew each other, and there doesn't appear to be any danger to the public. New tonight, we are getting a first look at the damage caused by a house fire that left two people dead in Lisbon, North Dakota this weekend. These pictures are from News Dakota. They show, as you see, extensive damage to the home. Authorities say a man and woman died in the fire. So far, they aren't releasing their names. Stick with Valley News Live as we continue to learn more. Also new tonight, a Grand Forks man will spend just over 50 days in jail after firing several rounds at a home this summer. 27-year-old Kyle Jeans was convicted on 4 counts of reckless endangerment after the June 19th incident. Officers were called to the 1900 block of 12th Street South, where they found several shell casings on the ground, but no one was hurt. A Jamestown man will spend 3 years in prison after a deadly hit-and-run crash in Barnes County. Wyatt Stalick pleaded guilty to leaving the scene of an accident which killed 42-year-old Christina Anderson. Stalick rear-ended a pickup, police say. It was hauling a U-Haul on July 12th west of Tower City, but he took off and was later arrested. The crash also hurt a 46-year-old woman and a 14-year-old girl who was ejected. We're learning new details tonight about a horrific attack at a gay bar in Colorado Springs, Colorado over the weekend. We now know at least 5 people were killed, 19 others injured. The area is still on lockdown as law enforcement search for evidence and answers. Hate crime and murder charges have now been filed against the suspect, who is still in the hospital. Authorities say 22-year-old Anderson Aldrich went in there with a mission, carrying what police describe as an AR-15 style weapon.
It's not a safe space anymore. It's not. I personally cannot go back in there. I know I can't.
The memorial continues to grow. The city is offering counseling for those in need of someone to talk to following that attack. Happening tomorrow, a candlelight vigil is planned here in Fargo to remember and honor the victims of that mass shooting in Colorado Springs. People are set to gather at 6 tomorrow night at Broadway Square downtown. A new 4-way traffic signal could soon be put up at the intersection of 9th Street West and 32nd Avenue West. That's a couple blocks west of the lights in West Fargo. The signal will also include turn signals for better traffic flow. Officials say the reason for this is because of the growth of the area, citing more than 2,200 vehicles that travel through that intersection during peak hours, roughly 8,000 in a 24-hour period. The project's expected to cost $860,000. A Fargo 13-year-old who was diagnosed with cancer is having her wish come true. She's putting on her lei, her hula skirt, and will soon be heading to Hawaii. Valley News Team's Nishay Taylor was there tonight to get her reaction to getting her wish granted.
You and your family are going on a trip December 11th to Hawaii for 1 whole week.
13-year-old Marie Hansen has been fighting one of the toughest battles of her life, cancer. In honor of her journey, she was surprised with a trip to Hawaii.
I had no clue.
Many of Marie's friends and family even joined in to aid in the surprise.
This support network that we've had the whole time along, and then to see it still happening when she's done with treatment, it's just so amazing.
Marie, who plays on the basketball team at Discovery Middle, says she started noticing changes to her health last winter.
All basketball season, I was having terrible pains in my legs and body, and I thought I'm probably just exhausted. I've never played this much basketball before. That must be what it is.
But it was not exhaustion. Instead, she was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, and the road to better health wasn't always an easy one.
It was hard. It was a lot of, you can't do that, sorry, that's not allowed.
Her father, Chris, praises her for keeping her head held high through it all.
She's tough. There's many days where she was the tough one and my wife and I were the emotional ones.
Now, given a good bill of health, she will soon be hopping on a plane to visit a place she's always dreamed of.
I've seen like all the pictures and it just looks so fun.
And Marie says she already has her mind set on what she plans to do first after touching down in Hawaii.
Go jump into the ocean.
In Fargo, Nisha Taylor, Valley News Live.
Sounds like fun. Not a bad place to leave when it gets cold around here. Marie leaves for Hawaii on December 11th. We're coming up on the busiest shopping days of the year. In fact, the busiest shopping day of the year. We have some tips, though, to help you make the most out of Black Friday in this week's Price Watch.
And in weather, we have gray skies that we've had throughout our Monday. Temperatures pretty steady heading into the evening hours. We have a few snowflakes, and we're looking ahead towards that all-important holiday forecast. Diane, thanks for the video of these curious toms. Your forecast is next.